I used to be allergic to everything on the planet. We're talking, no, I was seriously diagnosed as a universal reactor. It meant anything I was exposed to regularly over a period of 2 weeks, I would become allergic to it. So eventually that meant 300 to 400 different foods that I was allergic to. And when I ate them, I would be horribly miserable. I was dealing with these incredible allergies for at least 20 years, and it was not going to go away. It was an ongoing problem. And what completely shifted the game was two things: whole body vibration. I will also say I did something called homeopathy. It's a kind of energy medicine that's very powerful. It's about your mind, that whole side of things that Western medicine doesn't really deal with. Feel those vibrations going through you. Here we go. We're doing some balance exercises here. All right, nice. Good job. Welcome to Good Vibes with Becky Chambers. Everything you need to know about whole body vibration from the world's leading expert.
For informational purposes only, not medical advice, consult a qualified healthcare professional before making health decisions. The creator of this content is not responsible for any actions taken based on the information provided.
Now, actually, these are not true allergies. They were food sensitivities. It's kind of a distinction in our immune system. Luckily, what I had, food sensitivities, doesn't usually land you in the hospital with anaphylactic shock. So it's more a case of you're really miserable. You maybe get symptoms like diarrhea or gas and bloating and pain, and a lot of pain, and that can be very miserable. So you don't want to eat those things. But I was allergic to everything. So that's actually how that, plus I had gut dysbiosis, meaning the gut flora, bacteria, and other organisms that live in your gut were not in good balance. There was a lot of the bad ones and not enough of the good ones. And that could be extremely uncomfortable and painful also, which it was. And I eventually lost about 80 pounds, going from 200 to 120 because I couldn't eat. Luckily, I did find something called a desensitization treatment. And it's, if you go to the doctor, it's this long process of testing, and which is like shots in your arm. That's to determine the level, the amount of the antigen, the thing you're allergic to, that you need to take daily, tiny amounts. It's called desensitization therapy. And they give you drops and you have to take them daily. So they make drops and you take them daily, drops under your tongue. And then after about 3 weeks of taking those drops for those particular foods, you'll be able to tolerate those foods on a rotational basis, meaning like once every 3 to 5 days. Since I was allergic to everything and everything had to be rotated, it means I can't repeat the same food or anything else that has that food in it. Let's say dairy, which, yes, I was allergic to, of course. That means no products with dairy more often than once every, actually, it was 5 days for me. So every 5 days. It was crazy, really crazy. And that meant that I had to have something like 300 different foods in my house all the time, or there was nothing to eat because I couldn't eat, right? And eventually I had to learn how to make my own drops because the doctors only had 50 to 100 different foods, maybe 50. The most common allergens, which, well, there's a number of factors involved, but one is how often do you eat that food? So the most common mainstays of the US diet, United States diet, and the Western world diet, things like wheat and cane sugar and dairy, cow's milk, cow products. Those are some of the biggest ones. And then proteins of all sorts are also more allergenic or more likely to be allergic to them than things like vegetables or fruits or even starches. So all the proteins are pretty allergenic, all the meats and eggs and all that stuff. And then also things you just really love, like coffee and tea and chocolate. I've got like 6 different bottles with 30 foods in each one that I managed to make on my own because couldn't get them from the doctor. It's a matter of diluting things and using vegetable glycerin as a preservative and getting the sort of right general area of dilution, which wasn't that hard because I have a science background, biology degree. And I also didn't have wild allergies. Like I wasn't going to, there's nothing dangerous in terms of like ending up in the hospital. So if I was wrong, I could manage it and do some things to calm the allergic reaction down, which, oh, what a long story. But I was dealing with these incredible allergies for at least 20 years, and it was not going to go away. It was an ongoing problem. And what completely shifted the game was 2 things: whole body vibration. At that point, when I added in the whole body vibration, I saw my situation starting to change. That was about, 25 years ago now. And I have not had any allergies to foods for something like maybe even 20 years now. It's been a long time that I have not been able to eat. And you don't forget that kind of thing when you cannot eat. There was a Thanksgiving where I had just a smoothie. It was a rice protein based smoothie that I could tolerate. And that's all I got to eat for Thanksgiving. It was pretty sad. And I had, oh my gosh, I had a stack of notebooks this high. And in those notebooks, I had recorded every single thing, everything that I ate. Because if I did not record it and remember it and repeated it before 5 days later, I would get sick. So I had to keep such incredibly careful track of everything I ate. It was insane. So how did I change this? The first thing you have to do is stop eating the things you're allergic to. Get them out of your system. That's going to give you immediate relief. So you got to figure out, what are you allergic to? You can do testing with doctors, and I believe there may even be some kits online where you can get some testing done. There's also what I ended up doing, which is you eliminate from your diet the things that you're most likely to be allergic to. So that's the things you're eating the most often: wheat, dairy, sugar, maybe rice, maybe beef, chicken. I don't know what you're eating, but chocolate, coffee, tea, all of those things. You keep them out for 5 days, and then you eat a meal with just that food. And you see if you get a reaction to it. If you have a food sensitivity to that food, you'll have a big reaction to that food because your body's calmed down, gone into a resting state, and then you challenge it with this food that your immune system is ready to attack. And it's a big attack and a big reaction, and you will know. The tricky part is it could happen anytime between right away after you eat it or up to 24 hours later. When you know what you're allergic to, you stop eating them. Again, you can also go to a doctor. They can do some testing. However, the key point is here, I was doing that for 20 years. I was taking those allergy drops. I was avoiding those foods and doing them only on a rotational basis. And I was doing lots of other things to improve my health. But it was adding whole body vibration that made such a huge difference and led me to a point where I am now no allergies. I was able to heal. I will also say I did something called homeopathy. It's a kind of energy medicine that's very powerful. It's about your mind, that whole side of things that Western medicine doesn't really deal with. But trauma in your subconscious has a huge effect on your physical body. So it's a way of dealing with that. And we all have trauma. You don't get through life without having trauma and difficulty. Everybody's got problems. But I was also doing that for at least 10 years before I got the vibration. And it was adding the vibration, the whole body vibration, which has really powerful effects that help your immune system and lower inflammation and rebalancing and improving the balance of gut flora in your gut, which has a huge effect on gut health. The whole gut health thing is really huge, especially food allergies. I'll tell you something that one doctor said to me. This was way back when I was 20. I had gone to this doctor who tested me, did the skin testing on my arms, a lot of injections, and I'm allergic to everything. I'm in his office. He's looking at the results, and he said to me, well, you're allergic to everything. And what you should do is go live on top of a mountain above the tree line. There you go. Live on top of a mountain above the tree line, because then you won't hit pollens, right? And then when I start crying, he said to me, it won't be so bad. You could take a radio. So how did I change this? Vibration was a huge key, and I am grateful. And this is why I have dedicated my life to sharing whole body vibration and helping other people get these incredible benefits that the right kind of vibration can bring you. It is important what kind of vibration you use. You need high frequency, low amplitude. That ends up giving you low stress. We're trying to decrease stress on your body. So you don't want a wild, chaotic motion and message going into your brain and into your nervous system. You want something calming and relaxing, but still high intensity. And the way you get that is with low amplitude or medium amplitude and high speed. You're going to find these kind of machines on my website. It's bcvibranthealth.com. Thank you so much. And hit follow to get more helpful hints about how to use whole body vibration the best way. We're going to do a workout next. Join us, even if you don't have a machine, but join us on your machine if you do. For those of you who haven't done vibration before, it's very important to start slow and build up with vibration. Set it for the amount of time and the settings you know you can handle, and then just keep going with us with your machine off. All right, here we go. We're going to do 2 resistance training exercises and then a cardio exercise. And we're going to do core exercises, all kinds. So we're starting with the beginner position and we're pulling up on the straps. Do remember, everybody, if you're new to vibration, you need to start slow and build up slowly. So this is your first session. 1 minute would be my recommendation on this machine. 5 minutes on the Ultimate Vibe using that low power. It's super, super gentle, just like we were talking about in class. Okay, here we go. Almost done. Good job. So this is interval training. For 30 seconds on and 10 seconds to get into the new position and rest. And if you can't keep up, don't worry, because I built in an extra 10 seconds. So you're still going to get plenty of exercise. All right. So the lunge, we're doing a lunge now. And I'm pulling up on one strap with one leg nice and bent and my weight on there. You don't have to be pulling on the strap. You could be holding on if you need to. You don't have to be in such a deep squat. You could be like this, just resting a little bit of weight. You need to adjust these exercises to fit you. You want to push yourself. You want to work hard as you can, but you don't want to hurt yourself. Okay, obviously. All right, nice job. Okay, now first cardio, we're going to do jumping jacks. This will be the easy version, right? Just putting one leg out to one side. And if you need to hold on to something, you could do that. And if you can do jumping jacks, go for it. Full on with a hop, right? A little easier is like this, putting your foot out to the front. And you can do that with a hop, but it's a little bit easier. Or you can do the full jumping jack. So again, always choose what's right for you and adjust it. And if you're getting really out of breath and you can't keep going, slow down, but keep moving if you can. All right. Here we go. Almost there. Woo, woo. You can do it. You can do it. All right. Nice job. All right. Now we're going to do arm pulls. So you're standing on the plate. This one is good to have straps of some sort and pull up as hard as you can on your straps. These are stretchy straps. If you don't have stretchy straps, just grab the strap wherever is the right length and pull. And if you don't have straps, it's okay. You could use weights. These are handy dandy water bottles, and hold those up. And as you get really strong, maybe you're going to have to get heavier weights, right? All right, now push back. Okay, like this. All right. We're getting a different muscle groups when you move to a different direction. Good job. All right. Now we're going to do a lunge on the other leg. So put the other leg on the plate, put your weight on that leg, and if you can pull up on a strap, good. If you cannot, you could just put your hands out like this to balance, or hold on to something to balance. But I like to pull on the strap because it kind of challenges me more. It's kind of throwing you off balance. You have to fight the pull pressure on one side. So it's a bit of a challenge, and I enjoy a challenge. Here we go. All right. Good job, everybody. You can do it. Almost there. Almost there. Woo. All right. Nice. Okay. Now we're going to do our second cardio. It's mountain climbing. So you're lifting your legs up like this and nice and high. And this is the walking easy version. If you can do it with a little bit of a run, but lifting your legs up higher than you normally would, that's great. I put my hands out just to give myself like a bit of a guideline and a reminder, something to work towards, trying to hit those hands. If you're running, it's impossible, but that's okay. All right, here we go. You are running up a mountain, if you can believe it. Here we go. Good job. Good job, everybody. All right, nice. Okay, we're gonna do abdominal, like core exercise now. Grab your weight, a water bottle is handy, put it way up above you and pull down with a crunch, pulling your leg up and alternate legs, down and crunch at the same time. That's the easy version. If you want a harder one, you can sit down here. You can just keep doing that standing if that's what you're doing. Down here, we're doing a V shape. So your body is in a V shape with your legs straight and just your rear end on the plate. You can cross your arms. You can put your arms out straight. You could be touching something if you need to for balance, but try to straighten your legs. That makes it really hard. All right, nice job. Nice job, everybody. Okay, push-ups are next. And if you're standing, because I'm going to give you versions for standing in case you can't get up and down. This is a type of arm exercise, at least. Take your weights and push, okay? You're getting a lot of the same muscle groups, pushing up with your water bottles. And if you can get down here, you could do push-ups with your hands on the plate. You could put your knees on the ground and do push-ups. It's going to be difficult because the plate is vibrating, and that's going to that makes exercise much more intensive. It's amazing. 10 minutes gives you the benefits of an hour of conventional weight training. All right. Good job. Okay, we are already ready for another cardio. We're going to run in place again, but this time we're going to kick our heels to the back like this. Okay, so you can do this walking if you need to, or you can be running, kicking your heels to the back. Okay, here we go. You are moving. You are going places, right? That's why, like, getting in a car and going for a ride can feel really great because you're moving, you're going somewhere. Well, now you're running. This is even better. You're using your body to move and go places. Even better. All right, here we go. And, okay, we're going to do diagonal crunch core exercise now. So this time with your water bottle, hold it off to one side and pull up the opposite knee and just keep going with the same leg because we're going to work this side now crunching, right? Okay, keep going with that. If you're going to stay standing, if you want the more challenging one, come down here, get in sort of your V for victory, but then lean over to one side. So you're on one flank. Top leg is straight, bottom leg is bent. The opposite elbow tries to touch that bent knee, and the bottom hand can touch the ground and hold, give you balance, right? Okay, try to touch that knee. You can do it. All right, nice job. Okay, now we're gonna do tricep dips. This is the back of your arm, right? So take your water bottles, or you can do this with one if two is too heavy. Put them straight up above you, then just drop your elbows, your hands, keeping your elbows in place behind your head, like that, okay? It's gonna make the back of your arms strong and looking good, okay? That's a standing triceps. Down here, hands on the plate, body off, and up and down using your arms, just bending your elbows, okay? And just make it harder. Move your legs, your feet further out. Makes it a lot harder. So, there we go. Good job. Good job, everybody. All right, here we go. We got one of my favorite cardios is kicking out to the side. First one side, then the other, okay? You're gonna kick out to one side and then the other. And here we go. Okay. And if you can do a hop, you don't have to be doing this hop. You can do it the way I was doing it before. But if you can do the hop, that makes it obviously harder. The easier version is just moving like that, right? Okay, maybe that's too hard. Just go like this, okay? Do what works for you. But I gotta get my heart rate up here. That's what we're aiming for. Getting your heart rate on the cardio exercises, you're trying to get your heart rate up. Get oxygen, get the blood moving, and the oxygen to all your tissues. Okay, diagonal crunch again, but the opposite side, right? Okay, here we go. And one of the reasons we're doing the cardio along with some resistance training exercises is because vibration is so many benefits and things for you, but it's not a cardiovascular exercise. You need to be doing some kind of cardiovascular along with it. Okay, I'm leaning on the other side down here, showing you the diagonal crunch down here. And I've got one knee bent, trying to touch that elbow. The other leg is straight, the top leg. Here we go, you can do it. Yes. All right. Oh boy, folks, you getting tired? That's excellent. Good job. All right, now this is a pelvic bridge. Hold your weights in front of you. Have your knees bent and your hips behind you, and then push your hips forward. That's going to utilize the muscles in through here, through your core and your pelvis area. Tighten as much as you can when you go forward. Really tighten it up. A harder version down here, pelvic bridge. Your feet are on the plate. You lift your hips up and your shoulders are still on the machine, on the floor. And you can put one leg up straight if you can. That's a one-legged. This is the two-legged. All right, fantastic. We are actually almost done. We're gonna do one last cardio. This is picking something up and throwing it, okay? So we'll go down as far as you can, pick something up like a ball and throw it like a basketball, right? You just sunk a basketball. Down and up. Okay, if you can do the hop there too, great. Maybe what you're doing is leaning over a little bit and just throwing, right? Without hopping, that's okay. If that's all you can do, it's fine. But if you can do a bit of a hop, this is great for bone density too, because the impact when you land, your bones love that. That's why they love vibration, because they're getting tons and tons of impact very fast. All right, we got two more, a plank. So plank, this is sort of modified, not really a plank, but there's no way to do a standing plank that I've figured out. So My knees are bent a little bit, and I'm pushing my weights out to the sides. If you're down here, a real plank, more standard plank is elbows on the plate and on your toes on the floor. Straight line from your shoulders to your feet. A variation, you could be on your hands with a straight line. And loads of fun is the side plank. Woo! Woo! And then you could switch and go back the other side. There's tons of variations, something for everybody, right? Okay, we're gonna do one more pelvic bridge. So, because it's very important, you're up here, pushing your hips forward, right? Back and forward. Really push forward when you're doing the forward. And if you're down here, it's this pelvic bridge, okay? And you can do the two-legged one like this. You can be pushing your hips up as far as you can and letting them down and then push up again. That's a good variation. You can do the one-legged pelvic bridge. You could do 10 seconds here and then 10 seconds the other leg. Or you could have done the first version, one leg, and the first time we did it, one leg, and then this one, two. All right. Hey, good job. Fantastic. You did it. You have helped yourself enormously. Now just rest and relax. Do your favorite massage, which for me is just going to be lying here with a calf massage, my hands behind my head, which I think I'm out of the picture, but that's okay. This is so relaxing. And you deserve a reward for all that hard work. Can you feel the blood thrumming around in you and your body is tingling from the vibration? It just woke right up, right? All right. Good job. All right. Fantastic job, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. And come back. We're here 3 times a week for a workout and inspiration. Have a great week.